Welcome to the deep dive. Today we've got something really practical. We're going to figure out how you can vet a new online store, one that looks maybe high-end but is completely unknown. We're diving into the source material on a retailer called Marorie.com. They claim to sell luxury products. So the question is, can we actually verify that just using public signals? Okay, let's unpack this. When you land on a brand new, really flashy e-commerce site, where do you even start to figure out if you can trust it?
You have to start with the digital foundation. I mean, the domain itself, its history, its automated reputation.
Okay.
And what's fascinating here is that the basic automated checks immediately flagged Marorie.com with a very low trust score.
Wow, right away.
It's the first big warning sign.
But that low score needs some context, right? If the website looks professional, why would an algorithm just, reject it?
Well, because the site is essentially brand new. Our data shows that score is tied directly to its recent registration and a pretty much total lack of online history.
So as of 2026, there was just nothing there.
Exactly. Now, this doesn't automatically mean it's a problematic store, but it does tell you, the buyer, that you're taking on a lot of risk. You're basically trusting slick branding, not a real track record.
So if the low automated score is that first warning, what's the next step? The most crucial layer of verification.
You have to see what real people are saying.
The social proof.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. Trustworthy stores, especially in luxury e-commerce, they spend years building up verifiable reviews on sites like Trustpilot or in discussions on Reddit.
Right.
That's essential.
And that's the critical gap the source material found here. For Marorie.com, independent third-party reviews are just, well, they're basically nowhere to be found.
Scarce or non-existent.
And that lack of verification is so critical because it leaves you, the consumer, just hoping for the best. You have zero proof that the expensive item on the page is what anyone has actually received.
Which raises a really important question. How can a retailer claim to be selling luxury products without allowing for or actively building public feedback? That absence of independent reviews is probably the single biggest obstacle to transparency here. It makes their claims really hard to vet.
And here's where it gets really interesting to me. It's not just about the product itself.
Oh, the policies.
It's about the policies. A legitimate site should make all that stuff, the shipping times, return windows, refund policies, they should make it simple and obvious.
And the analysis of the policy language in the source material is, well, it's not good. They're described as vague, buried, or unclear.
Okay, and that functions as a major red flag for buyer risk.
A huge one. That vagueness basically means the company hasn't committed to following the standard consumer protection rules that shoppers rely on.
So if you need a refund, you might find out that 30-day window is actually only 7 days, and that was hidden in the fine print somewhere.
Exactly.
So what does this all mean for a shopper when you put it all together?
Well, you have the very low trust scores, the short online history, the total lack of third-party verification, and then these opaque policies.
It's all stacking up.
It is. The profile leans very heavily toward being a high-risk proposition, not a proven, established luxury retailer.
So what's a final practical takeaway here? What should you do?
It really just comes down to risk management. The source advises that if you do decide to shop at a site that has these red flags, you have to protect your wallet.
So use payment methods with strong buyer protection.
Right, like certain credit cards. And maybe start with a very, very small purchase just to test the process before you buy something big.
For most people, though.
For most high-value purchases, sticking with established retailers that have clear, verified reputations is always going to be the safer option.
So here's a final thought for you to mull over. When you're navigating your next online purchase and you come across a new seller, think about this. Are you placing more trust in sophisticated, high-budget branding and a fancy website design? Or do you trust verifiable, independent customer reviews more? Which factor ultimately carries more weight when you click that buy button? That's something to chew on.